Deborah Palmer. We are very fortunate today to have with us the most admirable, most unusual person who risked his life during World War II. He just received a Medal of Righteous Gentiles, and he has a tree planted for him in Yad Vashem in Israel. We are pleased to have Paul Horvat with us today to talk about his experience during World War II and some other projects he's working on. Welcome, Paul. It's a pleasure. First, I'd like you took an incredible risk. In fact, I have right here, it was forbidden under penalty of death to help the people in any way. If one was caught giving any type of aid, whether it be food to a hungry child or medicine to the ill, he would be shot immediately by the Gestapo without a trial. I'd like you to tell us, what was it in you that moved you to help these people? You saved over 1,000 Jewish people during World War II.
So I think this is in our nature, or should be in our nature, helping others who are in need. And when I find out what's going on, I organize our groups to find out in time what's going on.
Now, where were you at the time? Where were you from?
At that time, I am from Slovenia.
Which is part of Yugoslavia?
Part of Yugoslavia. But when Hitler occupied Slovenia, I escaped very quick from Slovenia to Croatia.
Which is where?
Capital city of Croatia, Zagreb.
Okay.
And I was there. But we prepared us for Hitler invasion ahead of the time. For example, girls should go to any public office or household as interpreter or typist or cook or maid, or boys as mechanic, interpreter, and so on. But they have to look around what's going on. And one time happened that Gestapo colonel came in and put his briefcase on the table in the kitchen, and he went in to take the shower. And girl opened the briefcase and pull out one list of people who should be arrested next days.
Were you on this list?
Yes, and then...
Why were you on the list?
Not me.
Oh, okay.
But lots of people. But then she ran to my home. When I opened the door, she said, they will be arrested tomorrow. Now, I couldn't call a meeting as we're doing here in the United States and discuss how we can do that and when and who will do that. I just went from door to door myself, warning these people who were on the list to be arrested tomorrow.
Were these Jewish people?
Jewish people. And let them know that they will be arrested tomorrow and they should go as soon as they can.
Now, could you have gotten in trouble by doing that, warning them?
Oh, yes, but I was prepared also for this side.
How did you prepare yourself?
For example, when they ask, who said you that? I said, I cannot answer. And we were friends. But regardless of friendship, they still ask, who said so? Who are they? And how you know? So I didn't answer this question. But many times happened that some of them said, my wife is Christian. Others said, my kids are baptized. Third said, oh, Paul, don't you see I have here 2 factories and a castle, swimming pools?
So they thought that was going to save them.
I said, you are on the blacklist, whatever. Depends on you. Or you choose your life.
Did other people follow what you were doing? Did they also try to help them?
So, not all, but about 16,000 families. So the same night, if they were ready to go, we helped them with special groups how to leave the country and where to go.
How did you do this? Through train?
We had so-called Jewish rescue team. And they knew which way they could go out from the country to another country. For example, if somebody was too known publicly, we helped them by farmers how to go out. Or they put in between the hay or straw and carry to the border.
But these tactics you just dreamt up yourself.
Right.
You must have...
So we
and
organized that.
This requires incredible dedication, especially...
So, you know, when you see that somebody need, you don't ask that. Then you just go ahead and do that. And then, when they were close to the border, they went out and escaped on the way where they could. And many times our farmers women helped the mother with kids, carry the kids over the country to the border to the safety.
Did you ever find out what happened to them afterwards? Did you ever follow up with them?
No, didn't. Because they use very, very good brain, you know. People just didn't talk about it. You may not talk too loud if you do something for somebody, you know.
And you yourself, you were always escaping too. You were arrested, you just narrowly escaped. Why don't you go over some of those experiences?
Oh, this is something else. Because one time, beside that, happened that one evening, a girl came to my home, Zagreb, Croatia, and said, here is a train with about 1,000 war prisoners. They will be killed tomorrow. I went out to see this train, but at each door was Gestapo with a machine gun. So I could see through the window how people praying and crying. They knew that they will be killed tomorrow. And I was thinking how I can help them. But if you have no force to fight force, or money to buy force, then you use brain. And
how old were you at the time?
I think it was 50, no, 40, about 46.
46.
46. Okay. And after a little while, I found solution.
What was that?
How to help these people to escape from train, from that train. I went in Croatia to one general. He was origin Slovene, but he was in command of station. And I said, here is a train with about 1,000 war prisoners. Can I get this train? He started smiling.
It took a lot of guts.
And shook hand with me and said, Paul, you are doing a very good job. Yes, you go to the station. You talk to my captain. He has about 150 men guard, and he will help you. I said, General, he will call you. And then we just confirm what we discussed now to make shortcut. And really, when I came to the station, I found the captain. I said, you call General. He called General. Then he came to me and he said, what can I do for you? I said, Captain, are you willing to replace Gestapo guard if they are willing to leave the train? Of course. And now, in the meantime, I organize in the city young couples, like you and boy couple, girl and boy a couple, and few fluently speaking German language. I said, you go to colonel, Gestapo colonel, you go to Gestapo lieutenant, and you go to Gestapo sergeant, and all of you go 2 to 1 Gestapo guard.
And what were they supposed to do?
I will tell you.
Okay.
When you approach them, you make nice, friendly smile, greet them, and invite for breakfast.
This all had to be done within one day, right?
During the night.
During the night.
During the night. And who will resist? At that time, Gestapo was hate all over, including in Germany, you know. And now young people show up, smiling, greeting, and invite for breakfast. Who will resist? Colonel turned to Croatian captain. I said, Captain, are you willing to replace my guard? He said, yes, sir. He started moving his Gestapo from the train, and Croatian captain replaced Gestapo.
This is all in one night. You did
All one night.
one memorable night, too.
And then Colonel went with his Gestapo to the city for breakfast with these girls and boys. When I saw that they are about 2 blocks away from the station, then I say to the captain, now you remove your guard and go to see your general. Yes, sir. So my train was free.
But you commanded such respect. You had no stripes or...
No. But he talked to general before.
Uh-huh.
And so I rescued 984 prisoners the same night. Now, our people who helped this rescue mission, they went with them to the basement, church basement, school basement, private citizen basement, and then during the night we changed their physiognomy. If man has mustache, shaved down, new photocopy, passport, or opposite, you know. So during the night we succeed to supply all these boys and girls or these war prisoners with different kind identification cards, passport.
How did you have the technical know-how to do all this?
We prepared.
You must have been preparing for weeks.
So we prepared. You do not need week when it's necessary. You are very quick. Very quick. And so some of them left Croatia to Switzerland. But big majority left in Croatia with the farmers or peasants, what we call, you know. Yeah. Intellectuals, like ministers or priests, they went to Croatian parishes, and Cardinal Stepinac, who was at that time church leader of Croatia, he notified all parishes, if somebody come, help them, you know. I talked to him also.
They were all very cooperative.
Very cooperative. Yeah. So during the night, we rescued 980 war prisoners. And then I said, don't go back, but go somewhere else. But if you go, don't say who did this job. But 2 men couldn't resist. They went back, they were arrested, and to save own life, they said, I did. Then I became wanted all over Europe.
So where did you go from there? I noticed 10,000 crowns were offered for your...
I was in Croatia.
It's a high commodity.
Because Croatian didn't hunt after me, you know, they didn't hunt me.
Sure.
And German couldn't, because it's not so easy if you have friends who hide you, you know.
How did you hide? What were your maneuvers?
So I was in different kind places during the night or during the day. I was not so active during the day up, you know, that everybody knows that I am there. And and after time, they succeed to get me.
Because who's they?
Gestapo.
Clarify. Okay.
So now I'm answering your first question, what you said, what happened to you if they catch you, you know. So they get me. And I was put in jail in Ljutomer. From Ljutomer, they transferred me to Ptuj.
Okay, what countries are these? We have to clarify.
Slovenia, at that time occupied by the Gestapo or Nazis.
Okay.
And then I was in Ptuj. From Ptuj, I was transferred to Maribor for killing. So I tried different kind of way to escape. First, when we were transferred from Ptuj to Maribor, they put us in one open pickup truck, about 45, 50 of us, and 5 Gestapo with us, one at each corner, 1 Gestapo and 1 with chauffeur, 5 Gestapo with machine guns. But I learned very quick, we are so close and open truck that he cannot use machine gun, but I could manage just 1 Gestapo, not 5 at the same time. So I turned to my fellow prisoner and I said, they will kill us in Maribor, we have to escape. But then Gestapo said, was sprechen Sie? I'm asking for cigarette. I'm not smoker.
Very clever.
And he gave me package of cigarette to give each prisoner one to be peaceful. I took advantage. I said, they will kill us in Maribor, we have to escape. They will kill us in Maribor, we have to escape. They will kill us in Maribor, we have to escape. But
that time he couldn't understand you. Right.
But now he didn't pay any attention anymore, you know.
Sure.
But now, how they react? first said, my wife is outside, she has good connection, and I can come out without jumping from truck. Nothing. Second, too danger. What is too danger? You're sentenced to death. You die today or tomorrow. But they said it is too danger. Then third was a minister. And he said, I am praying. It's not enough. Jump from the truck.
Was there ever any sense of panic while you were discussing all this?
No.
I know you had to keep calm because of...
So I tried to talk quietly and nice that they understand. But they didn't react positively, you know. So I couldn't escape. We came to Maribor. All of them were killed. So they didn't save life because they didn't follow my suggestion.
And what did you do to escape?
Now, I tried to organize inside escape. And when I was ready to carry out our escape action, then my friend from other barrack was in chain, and I never see him again. So I couldn't do that myself again. And then they killed twice a week, every Tuesday and every Friday. Tuesday morning they opened the door, alles aufstehen, out. During few minutes, all died.
Right.
Then they fill up again. Wednesday, Thursday, the jail.
Friday again.
Friday again, and so on. But then one Friday, I think it was October 2nd in 1942, when Hitler was in highest power in Europe. Gestapo opened the door, alles aufstehen. They started counting us 150, 28 women, 122 men for killing.
And you were part of this group at this time?
Right.
Okay.
And then because 5 men shot on you, 3 face, 2 chest, they cannot recognize you anymore by face. They gave us metal number. My number was 34. Then we went down to the courtyard, and then Obergruppenführer, who was in charge of killing, he said, women first. They took from us 5 women, put to the wall, start blindfolding and bending back.
What were your thoughts at this time?
Thinking, what can I do now?
You're always a step ahead of them.
Right. And in the meantime, a young man about 26, 20 years old came to the courtyard with some paper in his hand and showed to the Gestapo green table. They sent him to the Gestapo colonel who was in charge of killing. He went to him, show, he was reading, signed something, and then showed to him, go around. And he went around. He came to me, number 34.
What was this piece of paper?
I didn't know. And then he said, ask me your name, mother name, father name, born. You are the right one. Step out. In the meantime, a foreign government asked for my extradition for further interrogation.
Now, you know, Mr. Horvat, I feel we could go on for probably hours and hours. I find this story very fascinating. But you've also ventured into another area, saving people, saving the food, helping farmers, and you've started a self-help program. I'd like to get into that too. You have an economic rescue program. As a matter of fact, we even have some pictures. You may want to start out with these.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So I will just make sure.
Okay, finish up your
Right. And then he picked me up. We went to the jail and waiting for further action. Now.
Okay, why don't you explain? I'll be holding these pictures up. Why don't you explain what...
And then I was transferred to these foreign countries. I escaped from the train. And then I came home, and in 52 to United States for long.
So, and now since you've been here, you've started on this new project.
And then one evening, I was watching TV.
Can you get those?
I was watching TV, how American family farmers burning crops, killing hogs, pouring out milks. So next day I visit these farmers asking them, why you do that, what you're doing? You're destroying yourself. Yeah, what else can we do? Our production cost is higher than income from sale. It's better if you sell your product to the people with limited income and make money. They start showing interest. And they call more farmers and more farmers together.
Now this is how many people you're talking about helping?
So up to today, we reach more than 17 million.
You're in this picture, right?
Right.
This, what are you doing here?
Here, selling. And after, then we organize community people with farmers together. We make nice display, as you can see here, that people could see with own eyes what we're talking about. At that time, farmers were paid for extra large jumbo eggs 18 cents, 22 cents. When we paid at any store, 79.85. So I said, farmer, you can get 45 cents. I was more than happy because it's more than 100%.
Sure.
And people just paid 45 instead 79 or 85. So this way we help both groups, family farmers to survive and people with limited income to get enough food with a present check, not asking welfare and taxpayers more money.
Now in this picture, these don't look like farmers to me. Who are these?
Kids, first time in life, they bought apples. They never ate before. Now they can.
So it's a direct consumer to farmer.
Right, right.
And how did you develop this? I mean, this again takes a lot of dedication.
So I explain how it works. First of all, community people with limited income has to be organized into community food buying club. Minimum 50 families or more. And select own leadership who will carry out this program into a practical life, plus one or more food order taker. When they send us a list of leadership, then in return we send them list of items for sale, price list, and food order forms. So they know what is for sale and how much.
And this has gone national, right?
Right. And so then food order taker give to each family one or more food order forms. They fill up and send back to the center. And then they send us. And we are sending to the farmer or calling the farmer if he is ready and willing to supply these groups 50 or more with these kind of food what they order. Many times happen that we have in one community club not 50, 500, 700, 1,500 or more. So that farmer or farmers bring it in with big trucks. And what people order, pick up and pay to the farmers and go home.
I see.
And everybody's happy because during 10 years, we lost more than 12 million family farmers.
You lost?
We lost. They left the farm because they couldn't exist anymore. And we are still losing, according to agricultural statistics, 1,500 a week.
Is it your contention that you can save these farmers through your program?
So this way, we can save the farmers to stay in farming business. This way, we are helping them to stay, not moving into city asking for welfare or taxpayer help. Because now, if we cut the taxes, what is very nice, then we have to remove the reason for taxes. And here we're doing.
Right. Now, has the government caught on? I mean, it seems we've always been faced with this problem, you know, the plight of the farmer and his income, but there are never really any viable answers. It seems you have an answer. It's been working. Has the government caught on to this? Have you worked with the government at all?
No.
Why is that?
We inform government through press and through correspondence, you know. Sometimes they responded, sometimes they didn't. Depends who received our letters, you know. Because they are not used to it.
Are they a little skeptical of your plan?
I wouldn't say, but they are not dealing with this kind of problem, you know. They need money. If they want to do something, they organize agency. Agency need money, what is natural, you know. And here we are doing without money. Who is helping us?
You answer me.
volunteers. Who they are? We have today about 50 million senior citizens in the United States. Among them, you have very high number of professionals and good income. And they just call, can we do something for you or your program? Yes, you can. Then we come together, we discuss, and I explain which way they can do that. And they are coming in when we have these farmer food exhibition or food show or food delivery. They're helping people, especially people who cannot help themselves. Packing, measuring, cashing, like store.
Sure.
They do not need wait minutes more than in store, you know, because they are helping them. And then money go to the cashier, and when it's all ready, cashier give money to the farmer go home with money.
Now, how long has this program actually been in process?
About 12 years.
12 years.
Yes.
And I mean, you've had a long life of many experiences, but what can you see planned for the future with this project? Can you see it going on for years and years? Or if you don't have enough funded interest, will it eventually, you know, collapse? What do you see happening to it?
So I am not skeptic 1 minute, because program is needed today than ever before. So we do not need promote program. Program is needed, you know. People need it. Farmer need, people with limited income need, and taxpayer need.
People
Otherwise,
have to eat.
right, they have to eat. Everybody have to eat. Now, we are planning now to make it better. I am now organizing permanent training school, that when community food buying club is formed or community food selling club farmer is formed, then leadership can go to the permanent training school to get some education, which way they can do that easier, better and faster. Here again, we didn't ask for no support from government, because it's very hard, especially today when they're cutting taxes, to give you some support, regardless that we could return more than they're giving us, you know. But people are this way.
Now, you are a survivor. As we said before, you ran the risk of becoming executed. You've been arrested and you've escaped. You faced great risk. You are a survivor. What is it in you that has led you to survive? And what can you tell other people to say, hey, when all else fails, you know, keep going, keep going? What's your philosophy in life?
Very simple. If I may add, one time happened that one evening...
Got to speed up about 30 seconds, quick
that
philosophy.
One evening, 5 young attorney came to our meeting and asked me, are you Paul Horvat? Yes. Is this legal what you're doing? So I was ready. I said, if you walk on the street or somebody else and car go after you or to drop you down, it's illegal or legal if you pull out people who are helping them.
Okay. And you've helped. Well, you've served as an inspiration. Thank you so much for being on our show, and thank you for watching Focus.
You're welcome, and I am very happy to be here.
I'm so glad you